Here we go.
The Minions franchise is now 6 movies in, with Despicable Me 4, the newest release. Can you believe that we've gotten 6 movies of these talking Minions? It's pretty crazy, honestly. I actually really do enjoy the first movie. I think it's a highly rewatchable movie, very entertaining, and it's good for both adults and kids. But that movie was highly profitable, so because of that, we have a bunch of sequels. And now we have the 4th installment in the Despicable Me movies. We've, of course, had 2 spin-offs. And I can now officially say that I am done with this franchise. There's no more enjoyment to be had for me, at least. Unless they can somehow impress me with a follow-up, I've pretty much checked out because I did not enjoy this movie. I'll of course get into why in a second, but before we do, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy the rest of this video. And comment down below what are your thoughts or expectations for Despicable Me 4. But let's keep talking about it. I think this movie is best described as a nothing sandwich. There isn't much to chew on. Like many of you, I'm not going into a Despicable Me movie expecting to really have a thought-provoking experience. That's not what these movies provide. It's Illumination, it's not Pixar per se. So, I know that. But still, there's no real flavor here. The story, which is one of my biggest issues here, it just feels like a bunch of mini moments brought together in a somewhat cohesive way to make a attempt at a coherent plot. But at times, it just gets completely lost. You don't really know what's going on with the villain. The villain just disappears here and there. Our main characters are all split up. You have new characters added into the mix. The Minions get superpowers again. But the biggest issue is that the story just doesn't have the heart that it once had. That first movie is about a guy. He does some evil things, wants to steal the moon, and along the way, he comes across 3 girls, and he grows a bond with them, and he learns what it means to love someone other than himself. Inherently, that's a very sweet story. There's a very sweet message behind that. But as we've gone along, we've just milked this franchise to the point where you're just selling products. You're making a movie that is not going to stick with you by any means. And you just have something that feels like content, if you will. It just feels like something that is put out there to somewhat entertain the lowest common denominator. These movies aren't funny anymore. It's missing that original charm. I think the thing that maintains with this franchise is the animation and the voice cast. The animation has only gotten better over the years as they have put more money into the film, of course, and as animation has grown over the years. We're now over 10 years into this franchise. It looks great. And the voice cast is really superb. There's no complaining there. Steve Carrell, I don't know why he continues to do these movies. It's probably only for the fact that he gets a big paycheck involved. But all jokes aside, I really do hope that he's continuing to have fun, because at least he's having fun. The audience, in terms of me especially, I'm not having that. Will Ferrell is in the movie this time around. He is just a really charismatic actor. He continues to put forth a lot of effort, and I appreciate that. But that's about it for my pros with the movie. This story, like I said, it occasionally connects to an overall plot, but along the way, it just gets really messy. And it tries so hard to be entertaining that it just fails miserably. Without getting into spoilers, the way this movie ends definitely does give nods to fans of the franchise that have stuck with these movies since the first one. I think it's almost giving that little final goodbye, at least I would hope. There's no real reason for these movies to continue, like I've said, but they will continue to make these movies if the movies keep making money. And I think this movie most likely is going to make a buttload of money once again. Little nitpick, I thought it was a little weird that they kind of have nothing to do with Drew in this movie, who was Gru's long-lost twin brother that we saw in Despicable Me 3. At the end of that movie, they set him up to kind of be the next foe, at least, I would say. He was clearly set up to be in this movie, and he's not really, that's all I'll say. I think that most likely they just didn't want to do another rehash of the 3rd movie. It's not like it's exactly hard to get Steve Carell to play another version of Gru. If you couldn't already tell, I am severely unimpressed with this movie. There is no real attempt at any form of entertainment for anyone over the age of maybe 10 at least. If you're a diehard fan of the franchise, I think it'll satisfy you enough, but just being satisfying enough, is that really all you want? Movies that appeal to the least common denominator are not my thing. I'm gonna give Despicable Me 4 a D+, and like I said, unless you're a diehard fan of the franchise, just skip this one. I hope you enjoyed this more than I did. Be sure to let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Again, hit that like and subscribe button, as well as that notification bell so you don't miss any further videos. And as always, look forward to more content coming soon. My name is Ben. People call me Meteor, and I'll see you guys in the next one.